Nets back in July. The guard could replace some of the lost production resulting from Kevin Durant's departure, will also be key until Klay Thompson recovers from his torn ACL, which won't be until at least the All-Star break. Max?
Yep.
You think he'll be the perfect fit with the Dubs?
No, they did a very good job to get him because they were going to lose Kevin Durant for nothing. They turned that into a young, entering his prime, very nice player. So good for them. They need him because no Klay Thompson for at least most of the season. And by the way, Klay's injury is not something that everyone just recovers from 100%. That's actually a difficult thing to overcome. Not as bad as what KD had, but and I hope the best for him, and I think he'll do it. I'm rooting for him to do it, but that's far from a certainty. So good picking up D'Angelo Russell. But Stephen A., not only do I not believe the things they're saying about Russell, I don't believe the things they're saying about his future with the team. He does not seem to fit in with this team. D'Angelo Russell's not a great spot-up three-point shooter. He can do it okay, but he really is better off the bounce, right? And his value got blown up last year because of his usage rate. When LeVert went down, he became the starting point guard. He's running pick and roll all the time, right? Who's going to be running the pick and roll in Golden State? Is it going to be mostly D'Angelo Russell or mostly Steph with his crime partner, Draymond Green? Because the two of them run it as well as anyone in the history of basketball. So he doesn't do the thing that Klay really does on a very high level. He does it on an okay level. He can do some of the things that are redundant that Steph Curry does, but Steph does it much better. He's not a great defender. He is clearly a trading chit. He is a guy who's going to hold it down in Klay Thompson's absence so they can make the playoffs. But in the long run, that's not a future with Golden State. And on top of all that, Stephen A., this is a dude who, as Will Cain pointed out on this show, it's not just that he tried to get some weed through airport security. He put it in the one place that they are obligated to check, which is a liquid bottle, a water bottle. Like, this is not the kind of head that's going to fit in the locker room in Golden State. I don't see it as a culture fit. I don't see it as an on-the-floor fit. Long term, I think they're just gassing everyone to pump up his value because eventually they're going to flip him.
I think you're wrong. And I think you're wrong, but the primary reason I don't agree with you is because I think you're married to what you have seen, and you're not giving a champion, a 5-time Western Conference champion and a 3-time NBA champion over the last 5 years, enough credit to making adjustments. Either the organization is great or it's not. Either Steve Kerr is a great coach or he's not. Either Steph Curry is a great point guard, not just the greatest shooter that we've ever seen, and one of the most unselfish superstars that we've ever seen, or not. And then we take into account D'Angelo Russell. And I'm going to do something on national TV right here that most people wouldn't expect from me. I'm going to look at D'Angelo Russell, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to sit up there and say, we're going to ignore your past transgressions with Swaggy P and Iggy Azalea. We're going to ignore your past transgressions with the weed, trying to get it through LaGuardia Airport security. And we're going to ignore all of that, okay? And what we're going to remember instead is a point guard coming out of Ohio State that was revered for this as a floor general when he needs to be. And then we're going to remember that the Brooklyn Nets, without Kevin Durant, without Kyrie Irving, won 42 games last year and was led by whom? That guy. 21.7 assists per game, 36% shooting from three-point range, made some big shots, made some big-time plays, was also an all-star. And then we're going to take this into account. We have
alternate. He was an alternate. Oladipo got hurt.
He was an alternate because Oladipo got hurt. Absolutely correct. Now we're going to take into account what we're talking about him walking into. This dude can shoot from the perimeter. Is he a marksman? Hell no. Not to the degree of Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. We get that. But he is somebody that will facilitate the marksman that Steph Curry is. And because of what he's able to bring to the table, don't judge D'Angelo Russell by what you see early. Judge him by the maturation. Judge him by the maturation process that takes place. Combined with imagining what he'll be once Klay Thompson comes back. Understand what you wasn't getting from an aging Sean Livingston who ultimately retired from the game. Think about the Greyhound that is Willie Cauley-Stein, who is not in Sacramento anymore. Now he's in Golden State. I would tell you in terms of athleticism, This guy might be the best thing that they've had with them at that 5 spot. So I'm looking at all of that, and I'm thinking about the open shots that D'Angelo Russell and the decision-making on the court, led by Steve Kerr, assisted by Steph Curry. I like Golden State.
You have a lot of stuff I want to respond to.
I like
a bunch of points. Number one, I agree. D'Angelo, first of all, I like your point about let's see what he can become. Right? In this environment, I just said the same thing about Nugent on the Patriots, right? Like, let's see what he can become in this environment. He was the number 2 overall pick, and let's see what happens. I agree with you also that he's going to have value this season. I'm not saying he won't, but Stephen A., assuming Klay comes back healthy, there are finite resources on a basketball team. Steph, Klay, and Dre, all paid, all the nucleus of the team. You're going to then devote $20+ million to your number 3 guard? Because he's going to be the 3rd guard in the 3-guard rotation. That's not
what we're talking about here. We're talking about how he's going to look on the court with them.
I'm saying long-term, the way they're talking him up long-term, I don't believe that for a second. You need to spread those resources around. Small forward, at the 5, not to spend it on a number 3 guard.
But what I'm trying to see, this is my problem. I'm talking basketball. I'm not talking finance. I'm not talking about keeping them long term. I'm saying just so we know, will D'Angelo Russell be a perfect fit for the Warriors? I just want you to know my thinking is, will he be a perfect fit for the Warriors for this season?
He's
I'm just thinking about.
I hear what you're saying. A perfect fit would be a 2-way guard who can play defense and shoot the 3. Like if they would have gotten. On the Lakers now, just came from Toronto originally with
Danny Green?
I've blanked. I'm sorry, Danny Green.
Okay.
Danny Green would be a very nice fit with this team. Can hit a big shot, can defend multiple positions, is dogged on the perimeter. There's a fit next to Steph Curry playing with Draymond Green.
I disagree with you.
I
think Danny Green would be a perfect fit if he were playing with Steph and Klay. But the fact that if he were playing, I'm not talking about
instead of Klay.
No. I'm saying because Danny Green is not a ball handler. Not to say that Klay is either, but I'm saying that to me, Klay is such an upward version of Danny Green. If you don't have Klay.
Is Livingston still on the team?
No.
And Klay is hurt, right?
Yes.
And they lost KD. You know what they just lost? Perimeter defense all over the place. Everywhere you look, it's gone. As usual, you're ignoring that side of the floor. Well, does D'Angelo Russell bring that?
I'm ignoring it for a reason. I'm looking at them thinking, again, when the question is asked, what I'm ultimately imagining is Klay Thompson coming back and how he fits. They did not acquire D'Angelo Russell to replace Klay. They acquired D'Angelo Russell to help hold down the fort to some degree. So once Klay returns, it all fits come postseason time. That's what this is about.
He will help them make the playoffs. There's no one skill that D'Angelo Russell, he's a very good passer, by the way. Other than the passing, there's no one skill that he has that's pitched so high that he belongs long-term on this team.
Yeah, but
if
he is the guy that you have brought there for the postseason, all I'm saying is let's imagine him with Klay and Draymond and the pieces they already have.
I got you right now.
That's it.
I got you right now. If he's the perfect fit, are you picking him to win the title?
No.
Are you picking him to win 2 playoff series?
Possibly.
Because
hold on, that's what I tried to tell you.
You're picking them to win 2 playoff series?
I haven't made that decision yet. I have not. I am thinking the Golden State Warriors have a chance to get back to the Western Conference Finals. I think they're going to knock somebody off.
They'll win a playoff series if they're lucky.
Okay. So we're talking about 1 playoff series.
You
think they'll win 1? I think they might win 2.
All right, fellas, we're out of time. Speaking of West Coast basketball, First Take heading west will be in Los Angeles the entire week of October 21st for NBA opening week, including the huge Lakers and Clippers showdown at Staples. We'll have plenty of special guests, surprises. Don't miss any of the best debate right here on First Take. Still to come. Could a limited Amari Cooper actually cost Dak some money? Damian Woody joins the debate desk next.